When I'm working with a small infant who is born addicted to cocaine or somebody who's been addicted to crack or heroin and they have significant brain damage, it is such a joy for me as a therapist to look at this young child and be part of their ability to swallow. For instance, if they haven't been able to feed, that I get to be a part of their feeding and their eating. So actually being a part of that team and the medical team to help sustain this child's life. And then as that child grows older, for instance, I get to be part of the team that works on their language, that helps them to communicate. Even if we're using a system to help them to communicate, such as a computer or a handmade system, giving that child the power of communication is a thrill, and it's a joy to be of service to people who struggle in our world. We have the opportunity to truly increase a person's quality of life so they can communicate with other human beings.
Something that's a big misconception about speech pathology is that a lot of people think that it's about doing articulation therapy with little kids working in a school. Something that I'm really looking forward to doing is working with adults with head injury who may have problems with a stroke or a TBI, which is a head injury, or something like that, and working in a hospital or rehab center to help them get back to their normal level of functioning.
Audiology is the science of hearing and balance. Anything that has to do with the anatomy of the inner ear, and then the brain center that has to do with hearing and balance as well.
I first became interested in speech pathology when a friend of mine had brain surgery and had some residual effects, and I thought it'd be interesting to go into this field and check out what it was like.
Working with the different clientele is very rewarding. It's amazing to see their gains and to be there to help them along through that process.
I've had the opportunity of working in a variety of different universities, and I came to Eastern Washington University because it is a very student-centered university. We have very small classes. We get to know our students very well. We take great pride in the work that they do as we see them moving on in their undergraduate careers and moving on into graduate school.
The basis of being a human is our ability to communicate with each other. We are social creatures, and to be a small part or a large part in some cases of assisting another human being to communicate with their peers, with their spouse, with their loved ones, that is an opportunity I know I have not wanted to miss.
It's just a really good place for a beginning experience in this field, not only because of the good facilities, but because of the support you get from the faculty and supervisors.
The idea of taking a student who might be, their major might be in speech pathology, and expose them to hearing disorders is because we know that hearing disorders cause speech and language problems, especially if they're not identified early.
When you start out at the beginning of grad school, you work with clients right away, but you're really closely supervised by a lot of great supervisors here and given a lot of feedback. And as you move through graduate school, you get more and more clients and less supervision until eventually you get to work in a more practical, sort of real-world setting with a supervisor that's practicing out in the real world.
Speech pathology as a profession is one that has incredible opportunities in a variety of clinical settings, in the public schools, in hospitals, in outpatient clinics.
Our speech therapy classes provide us opportunities to learn different strategies for different individuals that we're going to be working with. Because of the wide variety of individuals that we actually see in the clinic. We have to be able to use different techniques for different impairments as well as different people.
How I live my life is synonymous with the field of speech-language pathology.
An individual who is considering the profession of speech pathology or audiology will find themselves working with people more on an individual basis rather than a group basis, say like a school teacher. Our patients typically are in need of an individual who is compassionate and caring, somebody who really has a genuine interest in their wellness.
If you are at all interested in helping others with communication, this is a great training program, and this is a really exciting field to be in.